Oh, Franklin. Oh, shit. I just broke the knob off. I gotta go find that. I'd film it because I know how much you like it. I go to open up the door on that sewing machine and the cabinet goes or the knob goes flying across the room.
Oh, now you gotta buy it. Okay.
I know. That's kind of cute. Doesn't smell like a crime scene in that one. Too bad. Let's leave it open. And you might hurt your lips.
I know it.
This is the speaker. Isn't that cool? The speaker is just an opening with a grill. It's pretty wild. Early Kenwood. I like the bass on that. That's pretty cool. Wood. All it needs is a nut. It just hooks on there. Easy fix, man. Put whatever kind of fixture you want on the end of it. I might buy that. I love that stuff. You know it's old. It's old cotton cloth wound wire on it. What's in the bags? Do I even want to know? Might be scary. Concrete. Ugh. Another old radio. Like I don't have enough of those. Those are all the guts are gone. It's just an empty cabinet. Kind of cool old bottle. Those are actually pretty old. What's going on here? Oh, cool. Old military photograph. 1953.
Pretty well sell out on these auctions.
Sell out?
Yeah,
Everything?
Selling everything.
Yeah, it pretty much all goes.
I'm amazed. There's a lot of stuff here.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing how much stuff people have in their homes. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Whew, does that stink? Oh, yeah. Smells like old ladies. Well, that's a weirdo. Ew.
I went to had one piece of Pyrex and it was so dishwashed. It wasn't even worth buying.
cracks in it. Pretty rough. Yeah, I would have thought that's copper, but it's got holes right through it. I don't know. Outfit. Wow, it's got all this stuff in it. Sure there's nothing toxic in there. Yeah, it's pretty beat. Pretty beat. Somebody's handiwork. Okay, now we're talking.
Seemed to run okay. I started it up and I saw that spark on her head gas before I blew up. I drove it all the way home. I better look at this damn thing. Yeah, I heard the damn spark. I took the rest of the water, but you didn't realize that.
What does that say? I can't read it. Oh.
I'd like to make it years ago. All on the weekend. Okay. Anyway, I took the final look and they showed it. Anyway, we were walking
That's the only
He cut all the way across to get off the, into the. Yeah, I was him.
Well, you're right.
Yeah, next time. I said, yeah, why didn't you just stay behind me? Okay, I have no brakes. Just right across the lanes. There are 2 lanes to get off the off-ramp.
They don't know where they're going. All of a sudden you see they just about didn't make the ramp in the school ramp and stuff.
Well, especially now, these newer cars, their turn signals are so damn small.
Oh yeah, they tell about it.
I can see their damn things.
Looks like butcher block. Yeah, it feels like hardwood. It's heavy. I might like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but nice stuff. What is that? Wow. That is one thick chunk of plastic. Why would you have that? Hey, thanks for coming back. We made it. I got some stuff from the auction, but the stuff I got's pretty good. I almost didn't hang around, but then I saw this and I saw a couple other things that I was like, okay, gotta have those. Right off the bat, you can see how these are in the exact same genre, mid-century, modern. These are fiberglass shades. Anyway, let me grab the camera and it'll just probably be easier to move around that way. All right. It's not just fishing reels, these are fly reels. And you've probably seen me buy these before. They sell good, you know? And these are in the classification automatic. So you wind these up, they're kind of like a wind-up toy. And then when you pull back on the lever, I can't do this one-handed. I just can't do it one-handed. Okay, I'm gonna have to go put this back up in the... Anyway, these are all in the same category. So you hear it kind of winding up here. And it just works in a blink when you got 2 hands. This is not. This is just an old hand crank one. Old school. But it's really... It's pretty old. I'd say it's probably 60s. And these are all in the same genre of automatics. And they're very collectible, and fishermen just use them. You know, they're pretty easy to clean up and put a couple drops of oil in them. Typically, the springs last, just a really super long time. So that was a good flat. I didn't give a lot of money for it, so each one of these is $15 to $25 probably. Cool signs. Signs are always a winner. This one's metal, but I really like this filthy one here. Getting glare from the lights, even on something that dirty. Crazy. Yeah, a lot of this stuff that came out of look at this cool old crock. But man, you know what? Let me just go make a clean spot real quick. We've got some cool 1940s, 1950s ceiling lamp shades. One of them was broke. I already threw that one out. I really like this one. Very Art Deco. Oh man, pick it up. Cool is that? So if you had a fixture hanging with the light bulb, this just snapped over the light bulb. It's pretty old. I really like it. Man, it's really intact too. How cool is that? All right. So this box, yeah, this is kind of This is a pretty good score here. I don't see any brand name on these. But back in the day, on top of barns, there was a giant lightning rod. And these glass balls typically had copper around these ferrules on both ends. Would be threaded down over the rod and just sit in place. And they really served no function these lightning rods are made of copper. There was a huge copper lead that would typically go to the ground. There would be a ground rod pounded into the ground, which connected this whole lightning rod apparatus to the top of the barn. So in case of a lightning strike, it would divert the electricity from starting the barn on fire, hopefully, and down into the ground. These glass balls were put in place up there. They don't really serve any purpose, but on a lightning strike, these shatter. They would just blow apart. And so from the ground, without putting a ladder up, because I don't know if you've ever stood next to a giant old barn, man, they are way up in the air there. You don't want to go up that ladder unless you're, there's a pot of gold up there. But usually the copper was damaged. There was damage that would happen after a lightning strike. So this was a good indicator from standing on the ground that, hey, you better get up there, check this thing out so we don't, if we get another lightning strike, we don't burn the barn down. And these are just old-time smudge pots. These don't strike me as the industrial kind we used to see in kids. When I was a kid, they were doing road work. These things would be all over the road. They fill with oil, they light them, and they just sit there and they just smoke and barely burn, and they're very inefficient. But for some reason, they become collectible. So I got a couple of those. And I don't know about these, but I think these are pretty old. I think these are really quite old. And there looks like a Bakelite frame. I need to look into it. I didn't see a manufacturer's name on it anywhere. But I saw guys in the 40s and 50s wearing these all the time. We have to check it out. This is, I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed. Let me see if I can spread these out. I'll let your eyes adjust to this for just a second. So really what this is, it's a marriage license, I guess. It says it's dated 28th day of September in the year of our Lord, 1904. And why I have this, I have no idea. But it ended up in a box that I'm going to show you in a minute of another photo of something I do kind of collect. I don't really collect these old documents. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at the copyright date, if I can get close to that. Copyrighted 1889. That's crazy. So, yeah, kind of sad. It's cool, but it's kind of sad. And it's got a pretty good tear in it, although if you were to put it on a backing of some sort, you could save it. But if the family that I bought it from didn't want it, then I really don't know what its future is. I guess I'll end up putting it in a box here because I just couldn't stand throwing that out. Alrighty then, wasn't that exciting? All right, we're going to have to struggle with a little glare here because this is rolled up along with that marriage license. Very difficult to navigate this, but these landscape type photographs take a unique frame. It's Korean War era anyway. And it's Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Clearly our local relative must have been in that class. And it's in really good condition. It's really clear. I would love to find a frame that would fit this. These are quite collectible. Anything old military is really, really collectible. Wow. Every time I go to reload the table, I can't believe how much stuff I bought. Okay. This is just an old Royal Crown Cola case. It's oddly really rough on top. But the bottom is like, no, it's so odd. Anyway, old crates like that are always collectible. This lamp, if you follow me, you know all about my lamp exploits. It's very Art Deco, hand painted. I'm not sure about the grapes, but back in the day it was either plant life or animal life seemed to be the theme most of the time. It looks just like a simple cord, and tighten up the base from the inside a little bit. This is a little janky. All the brass looks real good, and I'll make a lamp out of that in 20 minutes. It'll be lit and good. That's a really nice walleye, and it's a decent mount. There's some ragginess on the pectoral fins and the tail. I'll trim that up. I used to own and operate a taxidermy studio back in the day, and I mounted all kinds of fish. These sell like insane on eBay. Excellent sellers. Something like this is probably $75 to $100. I think I paid $5 or $7 for it, which is an unusually low price, but people were tired at the end of the sale and they were leaving, and that's when I get my best deals. I got some really cool old picture frames. This one just needs a little touch up on the black, which is super simple to do. It's not why I bought this was in there too. There was some good embroidery. Somebody embroidered a clock. And I have no notion if it works. I don't really care. Because somebody's going to buy it for the embroidery and not for the clock part, probably. And there was this old frame. No great shakes. It's pretend tiger oak. Somebody actually painted the tiger oak on there, which is kind of a typical trick back in the day. But I wanted this one. And that one's super, super cool. I think it's got a spot where it needs a touch up on the gilding. Where is it? Oh, right there. No big deal at all. And you can keep this color and just with a little bit of black and a little bit of white, you can shabby that thing, just look amazing and just give it a whole nother life. And it's good size, so I was happy to get that. Yeah, so that says gun ho. And this is a big case. It's a gun case. Nobody wanted it because of this. I bought it for $3. A gun ho case like this on eBay, if you can find one for $100, you're lucky. A lot of them are $300. And this is a full 48-inch long one, which is a real good size if you can find one of these at all. So I have a bunch of old suitcases in the back. I'll look for one that I'm not too in love with that has the same basic leather color as this, and I'll do a handle transplant. I'll put this online, and I'll probably get $250 for it. I paid $3 for it. You telling me you wouldn't take 45 minutes out of your day to put a handle on that to turn a $3 bill into a $250 bill? If not, I want to talk to your accountant. These are great. Got a whole flat of these. My protective dividers. It's a real thick glass, old mugs from A&W back in the day. And there's 6 big ones and a baby one. These are real collectible. Go online and see how much money these things bring. You'd probably be shocked. I was shocked when I looked them up. And I managed to get them all home in one piece, which is probably more amazing than the fact that I found them in the first place. So this is interesting. I don't do a lot anymore in vintage electronics because they're heavy. This thing weighs a ton. And it's really apt to get demolished in transit. I had a Kenwood stereo once delivered in a kiddie pool. I got a negative for that on eBay. They wouldn't take that back, although... Anyway, I was interested in this because this is an old Scott. It seems to be all there. And I was kind of bummed because I was out loading some stuff up in the truck, and I came back and this had run while I was gone. And I was like, oh man, I missed it. But then I saw him putting it back out on the tables. So I went up there and I said, what is this sold? What's going on with this thing? And they go, no, it doesn't work. And we plugged it in, we couldn't get it to go, and the auctioneer just doesn't want to sell it. So I go, well, you know, I could buy it for parts. I could still probably get $30 or $40 just for this. You know, there's good parts on this thing. Obviously, aesthetically, this is all going to clean up really good. And so he goes, give me $2.50 for it. So I bought it. I got it plugged in right now. I get it home, and they didn't put the tone arm. I'm guessing they didn't put the tone arm over the turntable. I would have assumed that they would have done that. And, you know, it seems like the reject button should put it back on the carriage there. It seems to be, it sounds smooth. I think it's just fine. So I have to dig around in here to see if I have any LPs somewhere and hook it up to one of my audio systems here and see if it sounds okay. But one of these just sold on eBay for $338 plus shipping. So if it's good to go, looks like I'll be spending an afternoon trying to fit this thing in a box where it doesn't get destroyed in transit. Moving over here, I bought an old saddle. I buy and sell saddles from time to time. I'm not an equestrian, or I have no idea what I'm doing other than the mechanics of it. The tree seems very solid on it. It was stored in a weird fashion. It was kind of like in a top of an old garbage can, so everything was curled up. But I suspect with a bucket of saddle soap and get it all cleaned up and oil it, I mean, it's fairly ornate with the little leather conchos, and it all seems to be there, although I'm not seeing a name brand anywhere. I'll investigate more, but it was kind of dark when I unloaded last night. I just threw it on the sawhorse with both the stirrups. It's got a really lame cinch on it, but that's not going to deduct points because most people, you know, can just go get a new one. I also got these cool old-time, see if I can grab this better. I also got these cool old-time ice tongs. And these have a brand. I'll have to look it up. There's just too much oxidation in there. I can't make it out. But yeah, those are kind of a staple up here in the Northwoods. And back in the day when people had root cellars, they'd take blocks of ice from the ice guy and throw them down underground, and that's how they kept their food good until the next year. Old-time floor lamp. Look at that base. How cool is that? It's beautiful. I'm a sucker for old lamps, man. Gotta have them. And this has got a wood, the whole shaft on this thing is wood, and it's nice, and it's typical. The cord's wasted. I would be shocked if it wasn't. This is just tucked up in here to keep the pieces together. It's just simply they lost a nut for it. But there's a nut that would go on this, and then, you know, you could adjust the, you know, the attitude of whatever you want the lamp to be. The cord would be fished up through there, come out the other end, and that ends where you screw your fixture onto. I just have to look through all my fixtures and just find one I think is kind of cute for this, and maybe a neat glass shade of some sort. And it's just going to be a fun couple-hour project, and then you really got a gorgeous piece of history there with a neat brass base on it. Then I got this unusual thing this week. What a great find. Look at that. Boy, Easy Rider, jealous. It's all there. It's in good shape. Zipper works good. Biker coat. It doesn't have, there's two things I don't like about it. It doesn't have the lining. These would have had a zip out lining. And I'm not sure if this is Lesco, maybe it's Wilson. The tag is so old. That's all that's left of it. And typically when you have a zip out lining, they put all their manufacturer information on the zip out lining on the older ones. So I don't have that. So I don't like it doesn't have that, but maybe I have one here because I have all kinds of leather coats. I have all kinds of leather biker coats of all different styles. Military. I keep all that stuff in stock. I even found a state trooper jacket. I thought that was weird. Anyway, the other thing I didn't like about it, somebody was smoking. This thing just stinks. I couldn't tell at the sale, but I got it in a hanger because I'm putting it outside today and letting the wind have at it for a while. Let's go mobile to see the last couple things. And this may or may not interest anybody, but look at the size of this butcher block. It's not quite 4 feet. But and this was all one piece. For whatever reason they cross drilled that. I think they were using it as a clamp maybe. Weighs a ton because it's all hardwood. But I have no immediate use for it, but I rarely come across it. And I do really well with it when I have anything made of butcher block. This thing is just crazy. It's one of those things, people came up to me and go, why did you buy that? I'm like, I don't know. I just liked it. It's an old gaming board top. Let me pick through all the stuff you bought and make fun of it. I don't know what I bought that for, but I just liked it. And then this, I didn't buy this at first. Nobody bought it. Because when they had it opened up, it didn't really look that great. But closed up, I go, wow, I just really love that little cabinet. And it's tiger oak. With a little love, this thing could be, put that up there in that saddle. With a little love, this thing could just be extra super nice. And I don't know if I can get, oh yeah. Everything fell out of the little shelf here in transit. I haven't had a chance to pick through all that yet, but the belt's in there. It was stored inside the drawer here. And, they had it opened up and it just didn't look great. It just doesn't have a great look to it. But once the cabinet was closed, I was like, oh, I kind of like that. So they made me a little quick side deal on it at the end of the auction, and here it is. I like the way the little posts curve out when you could make this into whatever kind of cabinet you want. You wouldn't necessarily have to keep it as a sewing machine. I've made these into little tiny desks for in people's rooms because it's enough. You just put another little piece of wood on there. You can open it up, put your laptop on there, have a little printer on it. You can repurpose these for a lot of things. Or it makes a really cool sewing machine. It's going to be 13 o'clock. All right, I'm just going to jump in. Thanks for coming with me on this one. I had fun, and I hope you had a little bit of fun. And maybe see you in the next video. Thanks, you guys.